Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Torah 57 Mitch coming to you live from Wentzville, Missouri. Hey, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a DIY on how to recover exercise equipment cushions. So come back and check me out. Okay, what I'm going to start out with is showing you a little bit about what I'm doing. Right there's the pattern that I made for the cushion. That is the back side of the cushion, the cover piece. I won't have to do anything to that because there's nothing wrong with the cover on this. But there was a problem with the cushion itself. And there's a cushion. I got 3 of them to do. And the problem that the owner didn't like these little cracks in the leather. So it's just worn a little bit, and he's a personal trainer. He's got his own studio and has high-end clients, so he wants his equipment to look presentable. He wants it to look high-end. He doesn't want it to look like some duct tape menagerie. So this is the one cushion. This one still has the back on it. I've already taken the cover off of this cushion to give you an idea what it looks like. There it is. This is the cushion part, and this is the back side of it. Screw holes in the wood, and the foam bonded to the wood. So that will get started with putting this thing together. Okay, one of the things that I'm going to be doing right now is I am going to be outlining the edge of the top piece of the cushion. I want a 1/2 inch seam allowance, so for me, I mark my seam allowance and I draw a line, which makes it easier for me. If you don't have, some people have a guide that they don't need to make the marks, but I'm going to make the marks to outline the 1/2 inch seam allowance. And the reason why I want to do this is so I can get a straight line so it's not all crooked and doesn't get bunched up. So if you take your time, outline your seam allowance so when you're sewing on it you don't get a zigzag line. You get a nice straight even line, which makes the cover turn out that much better. And it doesn't take a long time to do this. So once you get it done, so I line up my marks and I strike a line all the way down. Do the same thing for all 4 sides. Line it up. Strike my line. And hit that line. We'll get another line in right here. Yeah. Okay. I got it. strike that line there. Okay, so we have our 1/2 inch lines marked. So all I have to do is do the same thing because I have 3 cushions. So I'm going to do the same thing on this, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've gotten all 3 of the pieces laid out, the 1/2 inch seam allowance marked out on them. Now I have to do the facing. Facing's about 3 inches wide. It's about 53 inches around. I'm gonna have to probably splice a piece onto the end of them because didn't quite have 53 inches of material, so I'll have to just splice them together. And this is the facing. It'll go around the side. If you look at the cushion right here, it's a one-piece cover, but for the material that I'm using, it's not that pliable to form to this roundness right here, so I have to make it out of 2 pieces. It'll be a seam that goes right around the edge here. So let me get started on marking out the facing with the 1/2 inch seam allowance. Okay, we've gotten all the side pieces marked with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So now it's time to start putting the cover together so we can put the cushion back together with the cover. Okay, now we're going to get started on putting this cushion together. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center section, find the center, clip it so I know where the center is. Same for the other side. Find the center, clip it. So you can see, there it is, center section. I'm going to take this facing piece. So I am going to put the right sides together. We'll start right here at the center. Okay, start with my 1/2 inch seam allowance. And what I'll do before I start this, I want to introduce you to my Fabricator 111. I've had this about 1.5 years, almost 2 years. I haven't used it very much, but I wanted a upholstery machine. So this is an upholstery machine. I have 3 upholstery machines. Got 2 portable ones and this one right here, and then I have a sewing machine too. So you don't necessarily have to have an upholstery machine. It helps if you have real thick material that you have to sew through. So this one works pretty good. At another time, I'll go over the features of this sewing machine. But right now, I'm going to start my sewing. I guess I better turn it on first. Okay. And here we go. Put 3 stitches forward and 3 stitches back, and we can begin. Once we get to this corner right here, I'm going to do a few relief cuts. That will enable it to go around the corner a little better. So each time when I want to make the turn, I want to leave the needle buried, and I want to work the bottom piece. I want it to curve. Around that curve, headed down the straightaway. My stitch length set for 5. Okay. I've already started on stapling it down. I'm almost done. It's looking pretty good. Just have to finish this little bit right here. So actually I made it tight because I had to struggle a little bit to get it to lay down smooth, well, just to get it over the edge. Because I gave myself 1/2 inch seam allowance. So, and it's right at 1/2 inch over the edge here. Using an electric staple gun. It's working real well. because I'd been using a hand staple gun and it works, but it requires a little more work. So just about got this buttoned up. Finish off this edge right here. Some more staples in it. Because it's exercise equipment and I don't want it to come apart. Okay, so there you have it. That's the front side. As you can see, it turned out wonderful. So it should have many more years of physical abuse. Okay, everybody, I finished the covers and now I'm going to start the installation process. So give me a few minutes and we'll get it going. Okay, here's the finished product. I'm going to replace the back, line it up, kept the screw, the nails. This is the cover for the back of it, and got little bitty nails. I kept the nails. So this cushion was pretty straightforward. It wasn't real hard to do. Instead of being one piece, I made it two pieces. But I did have to make a pattern, cut the top piece out, and then cut the side pieces out. Turned out pretty good. Get the holes lined up. And there we have it, finished product. Ready to go back to the customer and be installed and get some use out of it. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time.